What's up, Brian Tong here, and we're closing in on the end of the year, but that doesn't mean that things are slowing down. In fact, we've got all new reports for new features coming to the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro lineup. An augmented reality feature comes to iOS, and is Apple distancing themselves from Twitter? So let's jump into the iPhone 15 news first, because the latest rumor is that the new 2023 iPhone 15 could feature a new design with curved rear edges to replace the squared off edges of the past several years and a lighter titanium chassis. Now, Twitter user Shrimp Apple Pro has been pretty accurate in the past and says the back edges of the iPhone 15 will be rounded off, similar to the MacBook Pro 14 and 16-inch. And when I think of that design, I instantly think of the iPhone 5C design. So imagine that with a brushed metal body with the flat front and the rounded booty side. I like that a lot. And it was a one-shot designed by Apple, but if you remember holding one, it felt really nice with its polycarbonate body, and I've always preferred the curved edges in hand, which really left after the iPhone 11 Pro. So even with the switch to titanium for the body, which has been rumored before, the iPhone 15 will still have a back glass, according to the rumor, and Shrimp Apple Pro says it's still early, but hey, take the info as it is for now. I also never thought I'd say Shrimp Apple Pro 3 times in a video. Apple's also been filing patents recently specific to titanium treatments with a blasting, etching, and a chemical process to give it a higher gloss surface finish. Titanium has a high hardness that is more resistant to scratching while being very stiff and difficult to bend. So, hey, I say bring on the titanium iPhone 15 if that's what's coming, because a recent report from analyst Ming-Chi Kuo claims that the next-gen iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max will feature a USB-C port. That will bring even faster data transfer speeds with support for at least USB-C 3.2 or Thunderbolt. And yes, we've heard the rumors for years of USB-C finally coming to the iPhone, and Apple recently admitted that they would go along with the mandate from the European Union, but it still hasn't been officially confirmed for the 2023 iPhone yet. Now, right now, the current Lightning port on the iPhone has USB 2.0 data transfer speeds up to 480 megabits per second. So let's just say Apple just gives it USB-C 3.2 support. Well, that would increase its data transfer speed to anywhere between 5 gigabits per second to 20 gigabits per second. So at the very minimum, let's say you're going from Lightning at 480 megabits per second to USB-C 3.2 at 5 gigabits per second, you're looking at data transfer speeds roughly 10 times faster at the bare minimum. And that would be a significant jump, especially for someone who's recording ProRes 4K video on my iPhone like me, and a file I think around maybe 15 minutes can be around 60 gigs or more. And let's be real here, AirDrop, it's just never consistent enough to completely get that transfer through, and bringing transfer speeds physically 10 times faster, that would be significant for content creators like myself. So sure, it might not affect the average user, but I would absolutely love them to finally do it. And it's also one of the reasons why I've complained about the lack of USB-C on the Pro iPhone lineup for several years, because AirDrop just isn't as reliable when it comes to the files that big. So, I know we're still, 10 months away, about a year away from the next iPhone, but there's been multiple reports on what the new higher-end Pros will look like. So let's just put them all here to kind of distinguish the features. And we are expecting an all-new A17 Bionic chip in the iPhone 15 Pros, and it will be based on TSMC's new second-generation 3nm process, which brings even better power efficiency and more performance. Now, it could also be another year where the Pro lineup gets the newest chip, while the standard one just doesn't. We also know a faster USB-C port that is expected on the new Pro models. Now, that's another feature that is expected to be exclusive to the Pros. Reports claim that the 15 Pros will get an increase to 8 gigs of RAM, according to research firm TrendForce, while the standard iPhone 15s will continue to have 6 gigs of RAM. We've also reported earlier about the iPhone 15 Pro lineup potentially getting new solid-state buttons on the side, which means new Taptic Engines to bring you haptic feedback to simulate this feeling of pressing a button without them physically moving on the iPhone. And another long-rumored feature, the iPhone 15 Pro Max could feature a periscope telephoto lens that could bring at least a 10x optical zoom. And that is similar to what we've seen on Samsung's flagship phones. And trust me, look, Apple's been stuck with a 3x optical zoom for years. It is just really pedestrian compared to the competition, and getting up to 10x makes a huge difference in the composition of shots. So with all this differentiation, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman also has reported that the iPhone 15 Pro Max may potentially be named the iPhone 15 Ultra. You know, the hope is to get more customers going up to the Pro after owning an iPhone for a while and help increase its average selling price and then go up even higher with the Ultra. And just because it's going to have a larger display, really, a periscope camera, difference from 15 Pro to 15 Pro Max or Ultra. Is that really Ultra? I mean, we don't have to worry about it until September 2023 to just figure this all out. But the 15 Pro does sound like we could see significant changes across the board for it in 2023. All right, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Soundcore. Soundcore makes a wide range of products from earbuds to speakers and really everything in between. And you've got to check out Soundcore's newest speaker, the Motion Boom Plus. It comes with the Bluetooth speaker, a detachable strap that makes it even more portable, and a USB-C cable for charging. This is big sounding, 80-watt stereo sound for a speaker this size with clean sound and even higher volumes. And it really brings me back to taking a speaker with me to a beach or a park to just shoot some hoops or anywhere I want to go. It's powered by passive radiators and tweeters for dynamic sound. Also surprisingly lightweight, and the detachable strap makes it hands-free and more versatile to carry around. The Motion Boom Plus is fully waterproof with an IP67 rating and will even float back up to the top if it's dropped in water, so this thing is made for the outdoors. A full charge gives you 20 hours of playtime, and it can also charge out, so you can plug in a device if it needs more juice while listening to the speaker at the same time. And then my favorite feature, Soundcore's proprietary bass up button. You press it and it analyzes the low frequencies and intensifies them. So when I'm shooting hoops, I want to hear that bass hit, so I'm always going to go bass up. Now, if you look carefully, you can even see the woofers on the sides move. There's also a Soundcore app that you can download for iOS and Android, and it has an equalizer that you can customize if you have a specific sound preference. So check out the link in the description below for more details on the Motion Boom Plus and a discount coupon for money off the product. All right, let's get back to the stories, and if I could save you money, you know I'm always going to do that. So Black Friday, we know it's coming up, and there are a lot of good deals out there on Apple products, specifically on Amazon. So here are just 3 to look out for that you can take advantage of right now before Black Friday even happens. You got, first of all, the AirPods Pro 2, one of my Apple products of the year. You take $49 off them on Amazon, so that makes them $199 instead of $249. Then the M2 MacBook Air, right? Apple's likely best-selling Mac of the year, $149 off on Amazon. And then the third thing here, the Apple Watch Ultra. This thing just came out as well, and you can get $60 off it right now, so that drops from $799 to $739, which is still a little hefty, but if you've been looking for one, this might be a killer time to get it. Okay, now we know Apple's working on their headset for augmented reality, but you can play around with augmented reality right now on your phone because Google Maps is bringing a new augmented reality live view to iOS, so you can visually look for restaurants, coffee shops, and other businesses nearby. This is the first time it'll be on iOS, and the feature is rolling out sometime this week to Los Angeles, London, New York, Paris, San Francisco, and Tokyo, so check it out if you have a chance. And I also know that out there are plenty of you who are using and wanting and waiting to get Windows 11 running on their Apple Silicon Macs. Well, VMware just launched Fusion 13, which is the latest update to the virtualization software that allows you to run non-Mac operating systems like Windows 11 on your Mac. Now, it's compatible with both Intel-based Macs and Apple Silicon Macs, so it's another thing we're checking out. And then we know that there are plenty of people who run PC software for work on their Macs, so I'm looking out for you. Now, Apple TV Plus continues to be a success, and you know you've made it when there is a collab with pop culture art house and collectibles company Mondo. There's now an exclusive vinyl soundtrack for the first season of Severance with different artwork and merch inside the 2 versions that they offer. So first of all, there's this Any edition that comes in a work folder. You get employee photos, the map, and more for $60. And then there's an Audi edition that is $35. It's just more stripped down with just the soundtrack pressed on white vinyl. So super cool. And if you haven't seen it yet, you got to go watch Severance before season 2 comes around. Trust me, it's another banger. And finally, is Apple slowly but surely separating itself from Twitter? Because all signs point to maybe? Because that's after Apple's own Phil Schiller recently deactivated his Twitter account following some of the, let's call them developments on the platform that would take another 15 to 30 minutes to just talk about here. So look, that seemed curious because Schiller would promote Apple's products and services from his account, but now the account no longer exists. And I think we can all agree this isn't an accident. especially with Twitter eventually bringing back their Twitter Blue as a subscription service, and then Apple looking to get anywhere from 15 to 30% of that revenue, you know that there is a battle that's brewing there too. All right, that's gonna do it for this week. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast to get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week with special guests. So thanks again for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.